Former MPD officer Thomas Lane's attorney, Earl Gray, argues all the charges against Lane should be dismissed because Lane did not know what Officer Derek Chauvin was thinking, didn't know Chauvin was committing a crime, and did not play an intentional role in aiding Chauvin. Therefore, Gray writes, the requirements for conviction cannot be met. The court filing includes transcripts of body cameras that show Lane asked Chauvin twice if they should roll George Floyd over. "You want him on his side?" Lane asked. Chauvin, "No, leave him, staying put where we got him." The officers were holding Floyd in what attached MPD training materials call maximal restraint technique. The training materials include a photograph of an officer with his knee on the suspect's neck. This comes despite MPD Chief Madera Arredondo repeatedly saying after the death of George Floyd that officers are not trained to put their knee on a suspect's neck. The same training materials say the suspect should be turned to his side in what's called a recovery position, which the body camera transcript shows Lane asked a second time. This time, Chauvin didn't answer. Lane's attorney argues it was reasonable for Lane to follow Chauvin's direction. Chauvin was a 20-year vet. Lane was in his 4th day on the job. Lane's body camera transcript also reveals paramedics were confused, leading to a delay in response. One says to Lane they thought they were responding to a non-emergency mouth injury and couldn't find the victim. Quote, and then one of your officers was like, hey ding-dongs, you're at the wrong spot. Lou Bragoose, KARE 11 News.
Well, the Minneapolis Police Department would not comment on the training materials, saying they've been asked not to comment on the open case. The state has until August 10th to file their response, and they say they plan on opposing the motion to dismiss.